Hey everyone, it's Aaron over at the Higher Talent, and today I am excited to talk about a new feature that we just implemented, lists. So it doesn't sound exciting, but I promise it is. It's our candidate lists. This is going to be extremely useful for every recruiter out there, for every individual who's working inside multiple departments, and basically anybody that's not a one-person show, essentially, right? So there's a few different ways to utilize this. I'm going to try to go through all of it as quickly as I can while still giving you guys plenty of detail. But if you have any questions, as always, feel free to reach out to me. So let's kick this off. Okay. So how do we get to this? So right inside of our dashboard here, we're just going to choose a job. And then right here, you'll see candidate lists. We'll click on that. And I've already made a list here, but you would simply create a list, give it a name, hit submit, and you're done. Super simple, right? So then how do we add candidates to it? Okay. So we're going to go over here. Next to each of the candidates, you can check the box up on the menu bar here, and it will give you every single candidate, or you can do them one at a time if you want to choose specific individuals. Either way you want to do it, and then you'll just choose Add to List, select the list you want, and hit Submit. Very simple. The nice thing about these lists as well is if you so choose, you can actually use them inside of different job posts. So if there's, somebody who is in this list that I think might be better suited for another position inside the company, I can add them to the list that I might have technically made for a different job post. And then I can send it on to the department manager and say, hey, this guy applied for a different spot, but I think they'll be a good fit for you. What do you think? And then you can coordinate those things a little bit easier together. So that's just one way you can utilize that. Now, once we have our list made, I want to show you what it looks like for whomever you're going to be sending it to. So I'm going to log out so that you can see exactly what they'll see. So right away, this will load up and you'll see view candidate list, login, or continue as guest. So a lot of the time we'll be sending this to individuals that don't have user credentials inside of our system. They're not interested in going through the whole hiring process. They just want to know what's going on with whom we're hiring, right? So let's choose continue as guest. And essentially they'll be able to see this as a viewer, right? So they won't be able to edit anything. It'll be kind of like they have viewer access as a user without actually being inside of our system. They'll be able to see everything that you can see, all of the messages, the candidate's resume, and things like that. And then you'll be able to either verbally communicate or communicate via email, all of the things that, they might want to change. Now, the great thing here is that let's say we have these three candidates. You're on the phone talking about them with the department manager, let's call them, and they say, "Oh, I'm not 100% sure about this guy, right? So let's reject them." So then I'm going to log back in over here, and you say, "Let's reject him." Okay, I'm going to jump in really quick, and old Sampley here, he just seems like a dud. We're going to reject him, so I'm going to set him to rejected. All right. And now on their end, they'll be able to see that you set it to rejected. So as long as they refresh the page, they'll be able to see anything you've added. If they're giving you notes, you can take notes in real time, hit submit, and they'll be able to see the notes after they refresh the page that you just put in that they told you about. So this is a great way, again, to coordinate and communicate interdepartmentally with somebody else. Now, if they have user access, again, I'm going to start from the beginning. They can log in, and I'm already logged in, so it's just going to pop me in here, but they'll be able to log in and make all of the changes that you would be able to make, with the exception of they won't be able to go through, the job posts and things like that. They'll see the list here. They'll be able to make any changes. So, if they saw that you had this guy set to rejected and he's in the list for whatever reason, they're say, actually, you know what, I'm going to schedule an interview with them. So I want to move it to that. And then any changes that they make, again, as long as you refresh the page on your side, you will be able to see it immediately after they make the change. Any notes that they add, anything like that. The other great benefit of having them in here as a user is that they will be able to use interview mode. So again, if you're sending this to a department head, they are meant to take all of the notes that you've gathered, all of the resume, the assessments, all of the communications, anything that you've put in the notes section, et cetera, et cetera. They can then take that and hit interview mode, and they can use interview mode to again take all the notes that they need for this individual and send it over, and then you can send the list over to HR and have HR start onboarding the individual with all of these things. Sending them out an offer letter. They have all of the information. This is a amazing tool for everybody to be able to stay in communication without having to worry about logging in and sorting through things, because they may not be the individuals that are spending the time on sorting through a list of candidates. You can choose the cream of the crop, send it to the people that matter, and get the job done quite a bit faster. So I think this is going to be, like I said, a fantastic tool for a whole lot of people. If you have any questions about it, again, feel free to reach out to me. And if you have any feedback or suggestions on how to improve it, please let me know. Until next time, take care.